Hi, welcome. In this video I'm going to introduce some techniques to make your renders more cinematic. I have this creature with textures and shaders. Press 0 to go to the camera view. You need to place your camera in an appropriate area. For example, this view is not as good as the previous one. I've selected this view from several views. You need to try many views. Also in the camera settings, you need to set the focal length to an appropriate number. For example, 30 is good for environments. But high values are perfect for close views or cinematic scenes. I have two types of lights in this scene. An HDR sky that I've downloaded the texture from HDR Haven website. And the second light is an area light for rim lighting. This light is placed behind the model and it will create beautiful highlights. The power of the light is very high. It should be set to a high value for rim lighting. Go to the camera view and press Z and then render to rendered scene. The effect of the rim light is applied to these areas, almost on the edges. And these areas are affected by the HDR sky. If you want to learn more about lighting, you can watch the lighting tutorial on my channel. The next necessary effect is depth of field. Go to the camera settings and enable depth of field. You need to try many values for the distance and fs subfields to get the best result. If you want to learn more about depth of field, you can watch the tutorial on my channel. As you can see, the result is more realistic and cinematic because it mimics the behavior of human eyes. These areas are blurred, while the areas close to the camera remain sharp. In the render settings, I've selected cycles for rendering and I'm utilizing GPU rendering. Samples are set to 1000 and denoising is activated. The resolution is low since I just want to perform a render test. It's better to switch to solid mode before rendering the image. This is the final render. The background is transparent because I enabled the transparent option in the render setting under film. It's time to composite the image. Go to the compositing window. You can see the render result node, and here I have many output pins. But I only need the image output. The first node I need is the viewer node to see the result. Connect the image output to it and then activate the backdrop. Now you can see the result. In the right side of the view panel I can change the zoom field. If you don't see this panel, press N. The next node that I need is composite to finalize the result in the rendering window. If I connect the image pin and then go to the rendering window, I can see the new composition. Pay attention, the composite option must be activated. Control and right click to cut the connections. I want to add effects to the scene. There is almost no priority for that. Add a glare node. I want to use it to create lens dirt. Like this. Let's connect the image pin to the glare node. And then connect the result to the viewer node. There are several types of glares here. I need the fog glow. I need to increase the size and decrease the threshold. A lower threshold value refers to more glare effect. I need a lens dirt texture. I already have one. You can search on Google to find a lens dirt texture and drag it in. To combine the texture and glare node, I need a mix node. Press Shift A and search for mix. I need to change the mix node to multiply. Using multiply, each colored pixel in both images will result in a dirt area. Finally connect it to the viewer. It's too dark, I need to add the render result to the lens dirt version. Press Shift D to duplicate the mix node and change it to add. Connect the glare to the first input and the dirt to the second. Now you can see some lens dirt effects here. Let's change the texture size a bit, add a scale node. Then I need to adjust the coordinates frequently to get an appropriate result. Good. Okay, let's add a background to replace these black areas. Drag an image in. I need to combine this background with the render result using the alpha over node. Connect both images to the alpha over node. And connect it to the viewer. It's not working, I think it's because of this area. Okay, good. For the next effect, I need a lens distortion node. I need to adjust the dispersion value. It's an awesome effect, but I need to reduce it. Also, I don't need to change the distortion. Distortion can ruin the lens. I think 0.03 is good. Or even 0.02. Alright, it's time to change the image color. Add a color balance node. I want to change the scene's color to a blue tone. You don't need to know about these three colors in detail. Each one represents a specific area. Just modify them and see the changes. Okay, good. The glare effect is too low. I can't increase the glare value. The only way is to add another node, or I can duplicate the existing glare node using Shift D. I need to reduce the threshold to increase the glare effect. I can even add this node before color balance, but I prefer to keep it here. Let's compare the previous version with the version including extra glare. The final effect is vignetting, which creates a blurred black margin. Press Shift A and add a ellipse mask node. Let's scale up this shape by using the width and height fields. Okay, then I need a blur node. Set the X and Y coordinates to 1. The last thing I need is to increase the size. I just need to modify the nodes frequently. Okay, to combine the effect with the render result, I need to use a multiply node. Press Shift A and search for a mix node, then change it to multiply. As you can see, these black margins are too prominent. You need to reduce the FAC value. It's better. Finally connect the result to the composite node. In the rendering window, I can see it. Click on the image and save it. Select 16 bits and set the compression to 0 to get the best quality. I'll leave rest of the work to the Photoshop. I've imported my final render. Let's create a new layer. I want to add black bars to the upper and lower sections. This technique called letterboxing. Select upper section using rectangle tool. Fill it with black color using paint bucket tool. Press Alt and left click drag to get a copy from the layer. Good. Add another layer to add some noise to the image. This technique is called film grain. Fill the new layer with a color. Go to the filter, noise and add noise. Select the amount you want. Select multiply to combine it with the image. Let's compare it. Can reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, let's see the final result. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.